welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about clinical internship. And you probably clicked on this video because you're probably wondering what is clinical internship, or you are looking for more info in regards to clinical internship. Well, this is the video for you. So today I'm going to be discussing my experience as a clinical when I was a student, of course. Yeah, when I was a student, when I had not only one internship but two internships. So one of them I'll be discussing today is my clinical internship. And if you've seen my videos in the past before, I will be reading off of my notes. Yes, I have to use notes, or I will probably be all over this place. Even though I have the notes, I'll probably still be all over the place. So stick around for this video. So, if you don't know, my name is Kathy and I am a social worker, and I love sharing my journey, and I know this is just the beginning of me sharing my journey because it's been a long time since I graduated. So I'm just glad I'm able to have this space to share my experience with you. And also I know it's not much of enough time because now I'm in the real world, and real world meaning real world experiences, not the textbooks experiences, real experiences. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is another way that I would love someone to share with me in regards to my clinical internship. And I'm so glad that you clicked on this video, and I hope you learned something today. If not, leave a message down below and to let me know if I'm missing anything, or most likely this video will be a part 2. So let's start off. So when it came down to selecting my internship, especially when it comes to clinical practice, I knew I wanted to work in a hospital, and my hospital, which is not too far from me, which helped with the commuting aspect and commuting. So with that, my internship experience, I loved it, and I really commend this experience. I loved the people, my supervisor helping me learn during this time, because you do have textbooks and we do have real life experience, and the real life experience is so much important, so much bigger. So my first question in regards to this video presenting to you in regards to the clinical internship that you are interested in, why is clinical internship needed? What's the reason for it? And so I want to start off by saying that the reason why clinical internships are needed is because you're able to learn and experience it hands-on, instead of just reading it from the book. And reading from the book is the first step by learning the different type of diagnoses, and such as like the different characteristics that align with those diagnoses, and having to have that in your mind and studying for it. This will help to when you're down to entering the clinical internship world for experiences. So the reason why it's needed is because not only you're doing hands-on work, you're getting a taste of how real life as a therapist would be like if you were to work in that setting. And internship is all about teaching you hands-on experiences, teaching you the daily life of someone who's with a mental illness and some of the ways that you can help, and also to point out maybe this is not for me as far as like for your social work career focus, but this is for you to learn more about the clinical aspect in regards to your field of what you want to do eventually with your degree. So that being said, this is the reason why it's needed, is to another way to enhance and also to help you down the line when it comes to licensing. So this is needed for hands-on experience, to get a taste of what's going on and how it's being done. And second thing is like whether you would like to do this as a form of a career. And my second question in regards to the clinical experience, I will go into that when I get right into the nitty-gritty of my clinical internship. So when it came down to my clinical internship, I would go to, there were days, I believe, bear with me because it's been a long time. So my clinical internship was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and occasional Fridays. So I would be there 8:30 to 5 p.m. depending on, I probably would be there like another hour after that just to prepare for the next day. When you first start off, it's very scary. It's scary. And the reason why I say that it's scary is because it's new. It's not familiar to you. And I just want to point out again, sorry, reading the books do not prepare you for what's happening. It just gives you just enough information to carry with you, but real life experience is where it's at. So when it came down to my journey going into my clinical internship, I was kind of afraid because number one, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do this? Where do I start? And all those fears go away. Imposter syndrome is real. It's very, very real. So when so Monday through Friday, Thursdays I was not at my clinical internship. I was at my second internship. And so what I would do, I would come in and prepare what was needed to be done. For example, like if I was running groups that day. So I had one semester that focused on only mental health only, and which is focused on every type of illness in regards to mental illness. And then my second semester focused on co-occurring illnesses, such as like substance abuse with a mental illness. So those two things were very interesting, and also doing a lot of research and reading how those two coexist and like trying to figure out which is which, like which came first and all that stuff. So in the first part, let me just focus on the first semester. So the first semester I had my mental health only, so I would come in, get ready to do some activities such as for groups. Groups is very, very fun and very educational for yourself and for the clients, because mental illness is very complex, and sometimes us and the client as well doesn't know like the deep-rooted information in regards to their illness. And for us, we're learning about it and educating ourselves, and in the same process we're educating them to let them know in regards to the mental illness that they have, the characteristics that's assigned with that mental illness that they present, that lets you know that that's their illness. So when it comes to running the groups, I would bring out like different activities that would help to express themselves and like to better understand their mental illness. I loved running groups. I would have to tell you that, I mean, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you that it was not easy my first time running groups, because I would come up with materials and I'm like, oh, but this material is not lasting for the time. And also we probably run through the materials or no one's gravitating towards the presented group material, so you have to think of a second option to present with them. And yes, you know, I just think about it, I think I am gonna have a second video, because I do want to like give you some tips on some of the activities that I used for the groups. That'll be for another video. But just by the different activities and presenting to them, and just by listening to them share, I feel like that's part of the thing that I love about running groups, is that this whole cathartic energy of them hearing other people going through a mental illness and they're sharing, or they're probably helping each other and all that stuff. So it's like that that energy that I love that's being presented, and that's the joy that I have when it came to running groups. And then with that being said, groups wasn't the only thing that I did. I also had my own clients, and having my own clients was, see, I was afraid of running groups, but having my own clients, that was very scary as well. Because you, once again, the imposter syndrome kicks in, and you don't want to say the wrong thing, you don't want to rush anything, you just want the process to go as how it's supposed to go. And once again, we can think that this process will go how it needs to go, and sometimes there are some bumpy roads, but that's okay. It's all about learning. This is the reason why clinical internships are needed.